Good day. I am Bill Rochelle, Editor-at-Large of American Bankruptcy Institute, bringing you this week's installment of Rochelle's Daily Wire Video Edition. The big news this week in the world of bankruptcy is the decision from the Supreme Court in a case called Obdusky versus McCarthy-Halthus. That's one of the three bankruptcy decisions that the Supreme Court will hand down in the term that ends this year in June. Obdusky, although a lot of folks didn't know about it, is an important case because it dealt with a question of whether or not the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and its myriad of regulations on debt collection applies to non-judicial foreclosure. Well, we got the answer this week from Justice Stephen Breyer, who wrote for the unanimous court, and he held that the FDCPA does not generally apply to non-judicial foreclosure. Now that's important because, for among other reasons, if somebody was going to be subjected to non-judicial foreclosure, the homeowner could simply send a notice to the lender and say, listen here, I don't think that's how much I owe. And that would stop the non-judicial foreclosure in its tracks for a period of time. Well, the statute was not at all clear, one way or the other, about whether or not the FDCPA applies to non-judicial foreclosure. And Justice Breyer didn't say anything to the effect of the answer was in the plain meaning of the statute. Instead, he tried to figure out what the Sam Hill Congress intended because it was not at all clear. Now, I have to tell you that the decision was not a complete loss for consumers and homeowners, because there was a very important caveat in Justice Breyer's decision, and this was brought out very clearly in a concurring decision or opinion by Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Both of them said that the FDCPA does not apply only to the extent that a lender is undertaking actions that are explicitly required by state law. In other words, if somebody involved in non-judicial foreclosure uses some tactics or techniques that are not required by state law, well, then in that case, the FDCPA can apply. We have two more decisions to come down from the Supreme Court this term, so stand by, stay tuned, and we'll report to you on the ABI website as well as in these videos as soon as they come down. Until this is Bill Rochelle saying, be well and don't work too hard.